face-off thing kind of came at a...
Well, I got a sense that she's holding something back. But we chefs always express ourselves in our cooking. So if she won't talk, this might be the best way to find out what's really going on with her.
Huh? Holding back?
Escoffier only picked up on it because she's the same way. Always closed off, never letting you know what she really thinks.
That's patently false, at least where your macarons are concerned. I've been nothing but truthful with you about the disgraceful amount of sugar you use.
Okay, that's one case where you can keep your thoughts to yourself.
Oh, that? Well, it's not so much a recipe book as a diary of Modeste's adventures. Back in the day, he and his good friend Savelli explored far and wide, partly adventuring, partly looking for new ingredients and developing new recipes. Their creations had an enormous influence on the course of... For instance, legend has it that the original Gâteau de Bourg was made using a special secret ingredient that Modeste discovered on one of his... So rare was the ingredient that they could never make more than 16 slices of the cake per day. Modeste and Savelli went on to found the original Hôtel de Bourg, which especially Modeste. He was hailed as a once-in-a-generation genius. And over time, the recipes from his adventure log became known as the Codex.
Ah, Paimon's heard this kind of story before. Armed with the Codex, the Hôtel de Bourg took its rightful place as the finest...
What? No, of course not. Cooking is a constantly evolving art form. How could any restaurants... Anyway, never mind centuries. Savelli and Modeste parted ways not even... And that was it. The end of the Hôtel de Bourg's heyday. It fell into decline, and for most of its history, it was just a nondescript place. Even then, it still took numerous relocations and changes of management before...
Oh! So the Codex really isn't all that, then. Paimon figured it was like one of those mystical books they have in Liyue's marsh...
Yes, well, that's fiction, and this is reality. You can't meet the tastes of modern diners by following some ancient...
Case in point. Even the Gâteau de Bourg they sell now is actually Escoffier's reimagination.
Wait, really? Why, though? Didn't that recipe make it into the Codex?
It did, but like I said, it's a dusty old book now, and the records aren't as legible as they once were. Not to mention that there's no way of finding the secret ingredient Modeste wrote about. So, reimagination is right. I consulted some historical records and took what I could from the Codex. But ultimately, the Gâteau de Bourg of today is my own recipe. As for why we gave it the same name and kept the tradition of only selling 16 slices a day, well, you've got Vanegem's business sense to thank for that.
Oh! Huh. Well, that kind of takes all the mystique out of it.
Hey now, it might not be the original Gâteau de Bourg, but it's still the most delicious cake in Fontaine today. And who knows? Maybe Escoffier's version is more suited to your palate. Just think, if the original truly was the perfect cake you're...
Anyway, before I left my role as head chef, I made a copy of all the
So, could it be a symbolic thing? Like, whoever...
Well, it was clearly precious enough to give to Escoffier as a parting gift. Maybe from her point of view, it's like management...
You think so? The only thing is, it was her suggestion to gift me the...
What? Huh.
Who knows? We could speculate for... It means vesting her in this bake-off, and then getting her to... However much she's changed since we worked together, I believe that she still has her chef's pride. And if she respects the art, she'll respect the...
Well, I'm confident that you and your spatula can get justice for Froment. All you need to do now is win the contest.
Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Gâteau de Bourg is very... Now, if I had to push it, I could probably do the work of 3 chefs myself.
Well, that's easy. The 3...
Well, I have heard the Traveler is an accomplished cook, as well as a warrior. But
Oh, count me in too. I've spent... Even if it means competing against the Traveler. So...
confident. I like it. Alright, let's start with...
I've always called it chopping stuff up, not mise en place. But It's basically the same thing, right?
Oh, Navia. The difference in your case is that mise en place. Looks like you found that easier than I expected.
Yeah, thankfully it was pretty straightforward in the end. You made it sound like we'd be carving statues out of fruits or something.
Well, brace yourself, because the next step is anything but straightforward. A kind of special food processor I got the Fontaine Research Institute to make for me. But this isn't exactly standard kitchen equipment, so that...
Custom-made equipment from the Fontaine Research Institute, huh? That's some pretty high-tech food prep. Paimon's never used anything this weird before. Cool!
And done! These are the flavor compounds extracted from our ingredients. I processed all the fruit you chopped up earlier.
Wow! Even the smell is so much more concentrated. Oh,
Absolutely not! Throwing everything in at once will ruin the balance of flavors. We have to go slowly, and I'll demonstrate again. Now, what? Slowly and carefully. And voila! Now it's your turn. Not terrible. But the traveler's work was surprisingly good. Are you sure you've never done this before? Oh, well, they do say adventurers are multi-talented folks. Now I've seen it firsthand. Alright, now for the part I've been looking forward to. I want each of you to cook something from the... That's right. The true test of your cooking skills is the finished product. It'll... How's it going? Have you... I know this doesn't represent what you're capable of. Try again, and this time, I want to see you make a proper attempt. How's it going? I know this doesn't represent what you're capable of. Try again, and this time, I want to see you make a proper attempt.